Hello, everybody. Once again, we are the Nola Nerds. Matthew.
Chris.
Barbie.
Scott's not here. And,
we got the new looks.
we got some guy. Show him your shirt, at least. I approve of your shirt. Batman Beyond.
Oh, yeah. Shirt the 90s.
What is that?
I don't know.
Stop that.
This is our weekly comics book related podcast for the video YouTube channel. And again, look at the camera.
It's
I
hard,
was talking to
dude.
myself.
Okay.
I was like staring directly at the computer screen. It's up. Okay.
Yeah.
This is basically, we just finished recording episode 26 of the comic book podcasts, and we are now going to answer we started doing a question of the week type of thing, where we posed the question on the Nola Nerd Podcast Facebook, as well as our own personal Facebooks, and people answer, and then we're going to read their responses out loud. This first question was inspired by Avengers-vs. X-Men, which is the biggest event going on in comics. And the question we posed was, inspired by Avengers-vs. X-Men, who would win in an all-out brawl between the following teams? The Justice League, the Avengers, the X-Men, the Teen Titans, or the Lantern Corps, a.k.a. the Skittle Squads? Addendum to the question, if a character is on multiple teams a la Wolverine, they are assumed to be on both.
Okay.
So
Are we giving our answers?
let's read everyone else's answers first,
Okay.
and we'll each give our own individual
Mine's
answers.
on
Also, this video podcast is sponsored by Naughty Dog, 25 Years of Excellence, Jack and Daxter. Crash Bandicoot, Jack and Daxter, Uncharted. Naughty Dogs for life.
Also sponsored by Dasani. Finest water you can buy.
The champagne of water.
Possibly.
Scott's not here, and he was asked to twist Chris's nipple, I believe. So we're going to have to do it next week. Next week. Your nipples will be safe for now.
We'll do it.
I had a nickel every time I heard that.
Indeed. Come here. I'm
I'm
not going
right
to touch
here.
your nipples.
No, it's fine. It's
I'm
fine.
not
It's
gonna
right
touch
here.
your nipples.
Yeah.
Right here. Right here.
Oh.
You can do the show.
Anyway,
No
so
big deal.
let's go. Let's see. We have
so let's hear some answers.
by Mr. Andrew Dawson. Justice League. Doubly so if Grant Morrison or Frank Miller is brought up. One does not simply win a fight with Batman.
True.
Response. And this is the person that really said, really fought for the Avengers. I have to say the Avengers, though the Justice League would be a close second. Between Thor, Iron Man, and the Hulk, the Avengers can handle pretty much anything. They are certainly standouts on the other teams, but nothing quite like the Avengers roster. Really, though, the question is kind of a bullshit question. Power levels are all different, and that's perfectly okay because each team is telling different stories. The X-Men, which some are extremely powerful, are close to human because their story is more about being an outsider. And it goes along him trying to explain what each team is about, which kind of defeats the purpose of my question, which was just a nice fun brawl like the old 90s crossover DC versus Marvel.
Yep.
You're not supposed to think too much about it.
Yep.
And then he ends up with going, I don't know much about the Lantern Corps, but if they're as powerful as my friend is telling me they are, then they would win hands down. They can do anything they can imagine, and there are a few thousand of them, right?
Yes.
I didn't actually specify. Did I mean the entire corps?
Well,
of each
I
corps?
thought about this. How about this? All right, Green Lanterns have 7,200 people. Sinestro Corps has at least 3,600, maybe 72. Indigo has an undefined amount. Red Lanterns have a full tribe, 3,600. There's 5 Blue Lanterns.
Yeah.
There's 1 Orange Lantern. And
It's still almost like 15,000 strong.
yeah, it's a good amount.
Well, you didn't specify with X-Men either. Which X-Men team? Or
Yeah.
all
All
the
the
X-Men,
X-Men?
or just a couple?
I'm
There's
assuming
a
all the
lot of
X-Men.
friggin'
All the
mutants out
X-Men.
there.
All the X-Men. Anyone
Okay.
that's ever been an X-Men. Anyone
Right,
that's ever been an Avenger. Anyone that's ever been in the Justice League. Anyone who's
Jeez.
ever been on the Teen Titans.
Ultimate Showdown.
That's what I'm saying.
That means we're going to have a fight where Vibe is going to be part of it.
No,
Yes!
Vibe's not going to be part of it. He's going to be there.
Vibe was part of Justice League Detroit. It was the
Yes, he
hypest.
was. That was the old busted.
I feel this is just every person.
Someone else goes, Batman anticipated this situation and has a backup contingency plan ready. Followed by Care Bears. Or Don't Care Bears. Apathy Bear. Thanks
Funny.
for that one.
Thank you, Brian.
That's cute.
And then it goes on, let's see,
Posted this to our drink and draw friends. It's a bunch of local comic artists that hang out at BSI.
also one of our sponsors, BSI Comics, your one-stop shop for all your comic book related needs. Ask for Jason. Don't ask for Monty, unless you want your picture drawn 45 minutes late.
That joke's
Or
never
never.
going to get old.
Well, yeah.
The joke will end when I get my goddamn picture. Kevin P. Johnson says, X-Men, because Wolverine will kill without prejudice, and very few characters on any other teams will do that.
Good point.
Ted Wally says, Matilda, hands down, with the help of Dexter Breakfast and the White Mamba. I don't get it.
He wrote Matilda.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Matilda was that awesome story I was telling you about. The
Yeah.
girl who sold her soul to God.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah.
That's
All right.
kind of awesome.
That's fair.
Okay. Kevin P. Johnson. No. Douglas Raymond says, X-Men do indeed have the most hardcore killers on their side, though Avengers have a Hulk. Green Lantern Corps, however, can do anything they can imagine, but they aren't that imaginative. Teen Titans are toast unless Phantasm is back. Justice League is a literal pantheon of gods. So I guess that's JLA versus X-Men. JLA. Superman is a sun god. Batman is basically Tony Stark plus psychopath pathology. Green Lantern can do whatever he imagines. Wonder Woman is a female Thor. The Flash makes his pants out of goes fast. And Martian Manhunter is shape-shifting Superman and has no weaknesses except fire. He was conditioned to be afraid of fire because it makes Martians stronger. In summation, Manhunter kills everyone until they die from it because his only weakness is getting stronger. Kevin P. Johnson responds, that all sounds great and we could nerd fight forever, but the real answer is it all depends on who's writing it and what they want to happen.
Yes.
Yes.
Vernon Smith says, if it's each team at their greatest, I'd say the Lanterns, just because they seriously outnumber the shit out of everyone else.
Very true.
Yeah.
Stormageddon Relason says, well, the main problem is that you having to find who is on said teams. The general answer is often Justice League. Superman and Batman can handle most threats by themselves. If we're talking all the X-Men, the answer could be them. But if you're talking all the various corps of Lanterns just by sheer numbers, plus the most powerful weapons in the universe, the answer has to be Lanterns. Several other responses. I still think it's disturbing enough that you're all discussing who would win an imaginary fight between imaginary people.
You should have heard what they were discussing last week.
Douglas Raymond. Can't be the Lanterns, no matter how many. Hal Jordan beat them all by himself.
True.
We're talking...
Oh, so true.
We're talking every member of every corps? That's different and highly unlikely that in a free-for-all they'd all be on the same side versus everybody else. Ted Wally. And then it kind of devolves into stuff that has nothing to do with the actual question.
Yeah.
Couple more responses to the question we got from our loyal fans. Let's see.
Gotta hurry up.
I'm hurrying
Gotta
up.
go fast.
Your mom, this isn't sex with you. Jeremy Horn says, as much as I hate to say it, the Justice League are overpowered, except if there is a Hulk in front of them. Paxton Sherwin, the angry Hawaiian, says, Psh, Superman just needs to keep the other 500 million teams busy for the 7 seconds it would take Batman to come up with a plan. Donald Mayer says, which one has Batman? Of course, the answer is Justice League. And I don't know who said this, but there's a lack of punctuation and there's an ellipses in here, so I'm going to assume that was you.
Oh, yeah, that's totally me. You want me to read
Chris says, depends. You know what? I'm going to wait so you can actually read your
yeah.
And then finally, the last couple responses are... Mana.
It's a bug.
It is. Wait, this isn't... Anyway, we've never done this before. Next time I'm going to cherry pick the best responses and instead of just reading everything verbatim.
Yeah, it's probably a good
but
idea.
you know what? That's what happens
We're
when
just looking at butts.
That's what happens when you're spitballing it, you know?
Yeah.
We're doing it. We're doing it live.
Yeah.
Knuckles.
We're
All right.
professional.
John Stewart destroys planets. Done.
That's what made me
By
laugh.
Ethan Lay.
Yeah.
Kenzie Voigt says Doctor Who makes everyone hug it out.
Nah.
Some queer named Andy Neiman. Justice League has Batman, therefore you have your answer. Stephen Mayer has the best answer of them all. Trick question. Goku wins.
I did like that one. That would be right.
That's a whole different topic we talked about.
If any of the other superhero groups listed at their original post decide to abandon their normal retroactive style of... Oh, he's actually posed another question, which we'll answer another time because it's actually a good question. Amanda Winter says, Justice League. Honestly, I don't see how it's even a contest. Perhaps the Green Lantern Corps is based on sheer numbers. My argument is that while most compare the Justice League to the Avengers and the team's respected Big Three are arguably equally capable, the Justice League's backups far exceeds the power of the Avengers. We'll get to that. That is an extremely valid point. Kimberly Cole says Justice League hands down. Batman plus Superman equals win. Finally, Jonathan Regan Van En says Batman winning would be a testament to the lazy writing at post-52 DC.
Oh.
X-Men have become so vast and nebulous it's hard to keep track. I'd say the Green Lantern Corps, post-Silver Age, because the actual Silver Age Green Lantern wouldn't be able to do a damn thing to yellow spandex Wolverine.
That's true.
So, now that we read the internet's answers, why don't we go to each? Andy, why don't you start us off? What would you think? With the new rules that we just created, that it's every character that has ever been on the team at one point.
I still go with Justice League. I mean, it's Batman. He'll figure out how to defeat anybody. He's Batman. I have my faith in him.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's your answer? All right.
It's Batman.
That's fine. Who's next?
I'm
Go.
just going to be totally biased again and just say X-Men. Just there's so
They
freaking
can't even
many of
beat
them.
the Avengers.
Well,
Apparently, yeah. They can't even agree. They have
If Justice
they have
League
people
is
on
greater
the
than
Avengers.
Avengers, and Avengers are greater than X-Men, ipso facto, Justice League is greater than X-Men.
you asked my answer.
I
That's my
know.
answer.
So you're going based on sheer numbers of the amount of mutants.
Well, that and the variety.
Yeah.
Because
That is true.
they got such any power you can even think of. Some mutant out there has it.
And even some no one wanted to think of.
Exactly.
Like Kitty Girl and Tarboy Baby.
Oh, Tar Baby. Lifeguard. All right.
Chris?
My answer is it depends. If the Justice League knows about it ahead of time, then Batman has enough time to make a plan, and Justice League wins.
What if they say, like he said, Batman doesn't know ahead of time, but Superman just keeps them all busy?
If they're thrust in the middle of the fight, I give the edge to Captain America. I think he thinks better on his toes. There is no chance the Teen Titans win at all. Not even
that
a little
seems to
bit.
be the common.
See,
Nobody voted.
let me ask you
Teen
a question then.
Titans.
So you're basing the entire fight on whether Captain America or Batman plans better? No one else comes into play here. Really?
Yeah. They all live and fall by them. By Cap or
It's
Batman.
Superman and Batman or Cap for the
Pretty
Avengers.
much.
Superman knocks Captain America out. Bam. Doesn't matter if he thinks on his feet.
Doesn't matter. He's not going to go for him. He's going to go for the bigger threat, which is the Hulk.
Flash takes out Captain America.
Flash is going to be fighting Quicksilver.
Oh, yeah. I disagree, though. I don't think... Saying Batman doesn't think on his feet is terrible.
No, I didn't say he's bad at it. I said Cap does it better.
I just don't think Cap's that good a leader.
Why not?
Because when has he ever really shown that against odds that he doesn't know, he can lead them all to victory?
He's done it a bunch of times in like every event.
But then so is Batman.
I think what he's saying
Thrust, like, I know what you're saying, but I say Batman is equally better at thinking on his feet. Like, just as good, with the added bonus that Batman plans better also.
I think the Avengers somehow usually win because they
We're
sort
running
of
out of time.
they throw
Oh,
it
shit,
out
we are.
in
Okay.
the last minute.
Well, I guess I'll go mine then.
Go for it.
I say Justice League, regardless, because of what we were talking about earlier. The second stringers on the Justice League are so far and beyond more powerful than the second stringers on the Avengers. You have your big ones on the Avengers, which are Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America. Against the big, if you had to say 4 on the Justice League side, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Green Lantern now is the number 4. Who else do you have on the Avengers side?
Hawkeye.
Black.
Taken out by Green Arrow.
No, I mean, we can't assume they're just going to fight their counterparts. At one point, they're going to go, maybe we should mix up opponents, guys, like every good fight scene does. But my point is, the Avengers have people like Wonder Man and
Miss Marvel
Quicksilver, who was already proven canonically slower than Flash.
Vision.
And Vision and stuff like that. Versus characters like Flash, Martian Manhunter, Aquaman, and then you have people like
Cyborg.
Like you said, Captain Marvel brings a whole other level of just power to that thing. So my thing is, based on the strength of their second and third stringers, Justice League beats Avengers. Because you have people like Iron Fist and Luke Cage who punch things real good. What are they going to do against Martian Manhunter?
Good point. Good point.
I mean, leadership-wise, even if I say Captain America is better leadership-wise, in a big brawl like that, the strength's going to come
I
out.
didn't even say that.
You say
I said he thinks better on his feet.
right, but so him. But you said they live and die by their leaders. So if Captain America has better
You've got
leadership,
10 seconds.
I know. Okay. Yeah, that's our answers. Chris is mad
that's-
now.
That's half
We're
of
the
my
Nola
answer.
Nerds. Matthew.
Chris.
Barbie.
Andy.
Hooray! We beat our time.